Hello, geometry students. Mr. Zacek back and better than ever. We are in review, Regents review, getting ready for our final exam. Lesson 3, looking at perimeter and area of triangles. So we only have one question today, but we'll kind of look at it a couple different ways. In this triangle, it says the triangle is graphed, and the question is how many square units? So one of the things that we need to understand is that square units is a function of area. Well, what we did in this, one of the questions we could look at is how is it a right triangle? But another way of doing this to find your area is to draw a rectangle around the shape that you have. And what this will allow us to do is it'll allow us to find the area by counting and doing some very simple calculations as opposed to going ahead and doing a lot of different things. So we have, I'm just going to count up here in this triangle, 1, 2, 3, that's the length here. And then it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we got 3 and 9. This side over here is on the right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Along the bottom should be 12. 1, 2, excuse me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I knew it was 12 because the top was 9 and 3. Okay, so then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if that's 6, we should have 6 at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that would be 6 there. Now, the way we're going to do this is we're going to take the area of the rectangle, and I'm going to use a different color here. I'm going to call this triangle 1, triangle 2, and triangle 3, minus the area of triangle 1, minus the area of triangle 2, minus the area of triangle 3. Okay, and that's going to give us our shaded thing here. So the rectangle is really a square, so that's 12 times 12. Now triangle 1, the area of a triangle is 1/2 base times height. So we have, because we made a rectangle, we've got right angles. So that's why our base and height are 6 and 3. So for triangle 1, it's 1/2 6 times 3. Triangle 2 is 1/2 9 times 12. And triangle 3 is 1/2 12 times 6. So 12 times 12 is 144. This would be half of 6 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. Minus 54 minus that's 12 and 6, so that would be 36. All right, so 144, if we combine all those together, that'd be minus 50 minus 96, which would be 48. Did I do something wrong? I feel like I did something wrong. 12 times 12, 6 times 3 is 2 times 3, 9 and 6 is 54, 6 and 6 is 36, 96. Oh, let's see, what did I do? Okay, so I made a calculation error back here. Half of 6 is 3, and 3 times 3, this one here should be 9. Okay, so that's going to change our answer then to minus 99, and which would be 45 square units. Okay, so in this case, the question is not asking for it, but I just want to go over it because the other way that they ask this type of question is they'll ask about the perimeter. So if we were going to do the perimeter, how would we find the perimeter? Well, the perimeter is the distance formula. And so if we think about our distance formula as x2 minus x1 quantity squared plus y2 minus y1 quantity squared, take the square root to find the distance. So we've got SR, and really whenever you have x2 minus x1, that's representing the change in x. So if we look at SR, we see that the x value is changing by 3. So 3 squared, the y value is changing by 6 squared. So 3 squared is 9, 6 squared is 36, that would be 45. And then if we did RT, following that kind of same process, the x value is changing by 9, x2 minus x1. The y value is changing by 12. Okay, so we've got 9 squared, which is 81, and 12 squared, which is 144. And 81 plus 144 is 225. Okay, so RT is the square root of 225. That's a perfect square. That's 15. And then we have down here ST. ST, now the change in x down here is x is changing by 12, so 12 squared. And then the y is changing by 6 squared. So we've got 144 plus 36 is the square root of 180. Okay. So if we're going to find the perimeter, which this question isn't asking for, but I just want to, we're thinking about the types of things. So it's going to be SR plus RT plus ST. And obviously both answers 1 and 2 are there. So let's see if this one simplifies down to this equals the perimeter. Okay, so square root of 45 plus 15 plus the square root of 180. So we have to put these in simplest radical form. Well, 45, 9 goes into 45 5 times. 180, I believe, is divisible by 36. So if we do 180 divided by 36, you get 5. So this is 36 and 5. So what happens is this becomes 3 times the square root of 5 plus 15 plus 6 times the square root of 5. When you're doing a perimeter question like this, if you have two that have the same radicand, the radicand is the number under the radical, you can add those two together. So it would be 9 times the square root of 5 plus 15. All right, and that would be the perimeter. So those are the two questions that you get asked. Perimeter, we're going to use distance formula. Area, we've kind of done this tearaway method where we draw the rectangle and make it. The nice thing about this rectangle method is it works when the triangle is not a right triangle. And so sometimes this one I think is a right triangle, but sometimes they're not. Okay, so another little one, it's a common one, so just sharpening our skills up here. Area of a triangle, perimeter of a triangle. I'll see you back here soon in review 4.